things that money cannot buy.
Yes.
That is how you relate with people that will help you get it. There are places that you cannot enter unless somebody is speaking for you, opening the door for you. It's not so much, like I said, they had skill. There are people that are appointed to political positions and told, this is what I want you to do. Go and learn how to do it. So your hard skills, like I said initially, they would open the door. But getting into the room and sitting in the room is a function of your soft skills. So
rising, stories told, truth unfolding, brave and bold. In this space we speak our mind, different views all intertwined. It's the big conversation where the real ones talk. From the heart of the nation we all take that walk.
Welcome back to The Big Conversation. Today's conversation is super important if you're going to thrive in life. We have titled it, Hard Skills versus Soft Skills. Which one opens doors more? Let's look at it. Hard skills are easier to measure. They include coding, accounting, graphic design, medicine, engineering, technical experience. They are the things that often get you hired. But soft skills, those are the things that determine whether people trust you, want to work with you, promote you, or even remember you. Things like emotional intelligence, communication, confidence, leadership, adaptability, and professionalism. And perhaps that's why many people are discovering this uncomfortable truth. You can be brilliant and still struggle because of poor soft skills. So today we want to ask, are soft skills underrated? Can hard skills survive without people skills? And in today's world, what truly helps people thrive? It's time to have the big conversation. All right, ladies. Let me be honest. This topic came about because I was having a conversation with my daughter, and I told her I'm bringing this topic to the big conversation, because I think she was doing something in the house, and then we're having a conversation about maybe cooking, and I'm like, you have to know that lots of things you have to know, not because, you are going to eventually start going to wash your clothes when you grow up, but it's just important to know those things. She said, I'm going to get a chef, and I said, okay, so the day your chef doesn't come to the house, or you can't find the chef, because for example, I've talked about how I've been in between.
we order takeout.
How you order, and if something happens, you can't order takeout. You must. I just feel like those skills are important to have because you don't want. Maybe mine is also from trauma. I never want anybody to be able to hold me ransom. I can drive because I don't want any driver. My auntie told me once about how her driver maybe stopped at 3rd Mainland Bridge and threw the key at her and she couldn't drive. So when I've heard a lot of stories like that. Is why a lot of skills I have because I don't want anybody to be able to tell me, I can't do this for you, or maybe I'm unable to. So anyway, without further ado, let's talk about hard skills and soft skills. Do you think that soft skills are more especially in Africa where we are more focused on certification and all of it, do you think that soft skills are underrated?
Well, things are changing so fast, keeping up with globalization, keeping up with technology, the rate of development of technology. What I would say is that soft skills are suddenly becoming extremely relevant. So personally, because...
Extremely irrelevant?
Relevant.
Okay.
Personally, because I conduct a lot of interviews, I know that your hard skills will get you into the interview room. I also know that you will not be selected to fill any role if you cannot display a measure of soft skills. So generally, when I conduct interviews, there are basically 5 questions. I introduce yourself, your biodata. The next thing is, what schools did you go to? That covers your hard skills. Your educational experience, your work experience also sharpens, lets us know how far you've gone. So after we are comfortable with what your qualifications are, we need to know if you change employment every year. If you're unable to work with people, it will show, because if every 6 months you change your job, then I don't want to give you a job because in 6 months you'll be out of here. And I want some level of comfort and continuity. So I would not go with you. It shows. Now, it becomes a deciding factor in an interview. It's not a deciding factor if I'm reviewing CVs. I'm looking for the hard skills. But when I'm conversing with you, I want to know how much time did you spend on your last job? And of course, tied to that question is, why did you leave? So when you hear someone say that, oh, it was just 3 months, those people are toxic. I know that you might be the toxic one. So the experience actually speaks more to the kind of person you are and the kind of attitude you have to work than, I mean, I would not hire somebody who talks bad about their employer, because that just means that your loyalty is to your paycheck and not to the organization. And then you didn't select the organization to work in the first place. And so after that, we ask philosophy of life. I mean, a lot of people like get confused. So what are the principles you live by? That's totally soft skills.
Okay.
It tells you how you see life, how you see people, and how important people are.
Absolutely.
To you. Nobody runs a business
So
without
true.
people.
I don't know, Abigail, if you saw Jumoke and Baristoji, the video of this lady that's conducting an interview virtually. And then she was recording it. And then the person she was interviewing was very rude. And eventually she even dropped off the call. You know, so that may be somebody with your CV may, obviously, I'm sure they saw your CV is why they even called you for an interview.
Yeah.
But there's something beyond your CV, you know, that you need. And a lot of people, do you think a lot of people get it, that those things are important? Because how do you go into an interview and you are rude to the interviewer?
They don't get it, because if they've acquired all those soft skills, you won't come to a table where somebody is interviewing you. The person was even asking you a question and you are even trying to be rude. That means you lack emotional intelligence. You lack that skill to just converse with somebody, and this is somebody that's employing you. That means the person is going to be your boss.
Exactly.
The foundation is already faulty. So if they know, if that girl, whoever she is, she won't come there with that attitude. So a lot of people don't know. They still feel that once I'm competent, I have all A's. I have my grade was so CGPA. We've gone beyond that, like Jumoke said. You get a foot in, but for you to not stay in that room. For example, you are very good, first class and everything, then you are at a conference, you want to talk, you can't, your pronunciation is putting people off. Meanwhile, when you were in secondary school, somebody was trying to tell you, I've seen a lot of young children, when you talk to them, especially when you want to buy things, say, edemiko. It's English you are going to use for that interview. They might not converse with you in Yoruba. Why don't you apply yourself and then study the English properly, which is even competence now first. You are going about with that mindset. It's not me or grammar not be my language. So you can see that the crack has already started.
Absolutely. How about you, Abigail?
A lot of people downplay the importance of soft skill, and that's because of what we've been exposed to. We know that you should just get that certificate. Read your books. Now, I'm not denying the fact that some industries, hard skills are non-negotiable entry requirements to get into those fields. You cannot perform a surgery on someone just because you are charming, you are pretty. Nice. Darling, you need to have gone through medical school. There are some things that, hard skills, non-negotiable. But I need people to go into a job with the intention to progress from that job. Now, that progression only happens with soft skills. Hard skill will take you to the building. Soft skills will help you climb the floor. How you relate with people. Because guess what? Every organization is run by people. If you cannot understand how to relate with a person, that just kills your whole whatever you think you have going on. So have your hard skills, very important, but also have soft skills. Learn how to talk to people, emotional intelligence. These things are very important. Trust me, you don't even have to be so perfect. You don't have to be high up there with your hard skills. Just know something. Be an average, but have soft skills. That soft skill now would now amplify what you already know, and then it would increase your level. So yeah,
so true. So would you blame a generation? I don't know which generation exactly that was so focused on children having great grades. Because I know there was a generation that was very focused on Iwa, character. I mean, I can speak, for example, I'm Yoruba, so I can speak for that, because where you have to have character. If you come into a room, no matter how much of a degree you have, you go on your knees, etc. But I feel like there was a generation that became so, so focused on children having great grades that maybe they dropped the focus on ensuring that, children, because I think it's a balance. But I think that would you blame parents of a certain generation who just focus more on, oh, my child is a straight A student, but your child cannot greet. My child is a straight A student, but your child doesn't know when you are telling him, okay, don't collect. Those are soft skills too. Just being able to, how do you say, moju, go mora. So what generation would you say? Would you say a generation dropped the ball on balancing hard skills and soft skills, Jumoke?
Well, I don't think it's a generation. It might be a set of parents. In a generation, because the generation that was hardest with grades was the one that was hardest with character. And I believe, character is soft skills.
Our parents.
Speaking. Yeah, our parents were really strict. As in, if you don't have the soft skills, cane. If you have the soft skills without the hard skills, cane. If you have the hard skills at your bottom, this average, she say, don't try it in front of our parents. So if you have average,
the other guys, they have two heads.
Exactly. And then if you are not in the top 10, you can't even have a conversation with them. You can't say you want to go on vacation. You can't even play any games. You understand? So they were very particular. And they also, if any neighbor comes to say you didn't greet, oh, you'll be hung out to dry. You know, so they were particular on both. However, because people treat their children from the lens of their experience, some got character grade, were not so good with school, and then suffered some setbacks with career progression, and they felt, I think we have this character thing pat. Let's push the grades. And then from your trauma, whatever it is you suffered from, you try to compensate for it in your children, and then you focus on what you think is more important, and you distort that balance you were talking about. So I think it's just some people who had it good when it came to character, but did not do so well, and then saw people overtaking them because they had better hard skills. They just decided, hey, let me prop my children up for success, forgetting that success is an all-round thing. It can't be on one side only.
So true. I totally agree. Because a lot of parents, maybe because they didn't do well academically, so they feel like, no, nobody's going to call my child Oludu. But they forget that it's important for your child to be able to cook as well and do some of these other things. But do you think, I mean, soft skills are learned primarily from home? Do you think that, for example, if a child is, you know, doesn't know some of this, how to communicate, do you think that will be the fault of the parents primarily?
No.
Okay.
No, I don't think it's the fault of the parents. The parents have a great role to play in formation. But now it's now the child, as you grow older, you know that you have to seek. It's a skill because it can be learned. No one was born a great communicator. There's little your parents can do. If they're not communicators themselves, they can't teach you much. But now you have to go out there and then look for those skills. A child that was just giving birth to yesterday will start saying, Baba, Mama. They start teaching the child A, B, C, D, and then A, B, K. And then you see the child doing 2-letter words, A, T, at, and all of that. And a child would start to read, I am going to school. It's a process. Anything you do consistently becomes your new normal. So it's not just what your parents did or what your parents weren't able to do. It's your decision now to learn soft skills. Your parents have little...
I was going to disagree as well. So I would like to hear you.
When you are training your children, for example, in some homes, you dare not speak back. You dare not explain yourself to say, mommy, this is not what happened.
Yes.
I was brought up in that kind of home. Once your parents are speaking, that is it. But when I got married, my husband, the way he was raised, he can even write letters to the parents and say, Daddy, this is why I know that I did wrong here. And my children started doing it to me. At first, I felt like,
You and who?
So you they were like, Mommy, I know I was wrong. I'm sorry. Then one of them, especially the last one, she will now start listing all the areas where I was faulty. You know, at first I didn't take it. So if my husband was brought up in that kind of environment, the similar training with me, we won't allow the children to express themselves. Sometimes ability for you to express yourself can make you enter a room and you just you find favor. Yes. So parents are partly to blame. Don't say because
partly,
you were beating,
not completely. You changed because you wanted to change, not because
I saw things that were better than what in my mindset. When I'm talking, you don't talk because that's how I was.
That's what you were exposed to.
Yes, but now I'm not. My children are not like, no, mommy, it's not like that because my husband will like, what happened? Okay, explain yourself.
Yes.
Me, I'm that type. I'm like, oh yeah, spread the rod.
Yes, I know.
Later I changed because. Now they can express themselves. One time, my first daughter, for example, she was in school, something happened. The school now said she should apologize. She wrote back to the school and said, I cannot apologize. You have not heard from my side of the story. And when I got to school, I was angry that you disgraced us because they called us for a meeting and everything. And then she said, Mommy, please listen to me. You know. Then she said, when she said, I hugged her, I said, thank you, be my pikin.
I love it.
So if she didn't have that kind of upbringing, she won't have the boldness to stand before the school authority to say, I am not going to apologize until you hear my own side of the story. So sometimes we parents have a hand in, teaching them these soft skills that they need, that they will use for in any
environment. Yeah.
So my difference is not even based on that too. But there is a large percent of your personality that is built by genetics.
Yes, absolutely.
So we cannot dissociate the parents from how the
Yes.
children turn out.
Yes.
Because if you are a child of two quiet parents, for you to overcome your natural constitution and be an extrovert, you will try. You understand? So
Yes.
there
You
is,
try.
it's possible,
Yeah.
right? But your parents actually, to a large extent, dictate how you see life until you choose to see it differently.
Thank you. That's where I'm standing on. You have to make a decision to choose to see differently from.
But to
where
do
your
that,
parents-
you must
Yes.
see that there's
You must
a
be exposed to somebody,
you must be exposed to
exactly.
a
You can
better
only be
experience.
what you can see.
Exactly.
So except maybe an uncle, for example, even me. I mean, when it comes to maybe marriage, my parents obviously were not like something I would have modeled my marriage around. But thank God I lived with maybe aunties and I saw how their husbands treated them. If I was only exposed to maybe how my dad did, you know, but because I was able to see how it could be, then I could aspire for, okay, this kind of person I want to marry. If not, I would have probably married somebody that was, my dad's great, but you know, married a son just like my dad. You know, and I wouldn't. So I think that, except you, that's why I like to even expose my children to other people, other homes as well. So you can see that, okay, this is how the other half lives. Because really and truly, you cannot be what you cannot see. And I think that's also very important. And also even I've met certain people and I can tell that, because you know, we're talking soft skills now, but for some people it's just home training, lack of home training. I mean, we're just being, you know, sugarcoating. So I've met some people where they walk into a room and, you know, they just don't greet. Those are basic things that I'm very particular about, even with my children. You want, even my daughter, she always said, I've already, maybe she greeted in a way that I didn't hear. Did you say good afternoon? I said, Mom, I already did. Do you understand? No, me, I said,
I
did you
think
say?
I even greet too much. It's like a
No,
problem.
because those are things, but you can see some people that maybe they were not encouraged, or maybe they were not allowed to relate with other people. So exactly.
Let me keep. There was a day I sat at the lobby. You know, a girl walked in. Normally, I'm this type. I greet. I don't care age. I just, hello, how are you? But you know, she came in. We locked eyes, and she just walked, and then she sat beside me. I'm like, ooh. At least there were like
How
3 people
bold.
there. You know, I could not. Then after that, somebody came in and started saying, good morning, ma, good morning, ma. At that stage, she was not trying to like, I'm like,
say good
if
morning.
na interview
Yes.
you come now, you don't feel.
You see some people now, some young people would say, that's the way they trained me. That's what,
Yeah, that's what we're saying. They did not train you.
They see the responsibility lies on you.
Right.
It lies on you to do.
To do better.
If I've been married
You
to a
can't tell me
family
because
where
my parents are thieves.
sometimes they
You said, you know, say, it's not my fault. My parents were thieves.
Yes,
No, now that's
they
not an
beat you,
excuse.
the husband is beating you.
Right.
I might not really
That's
see
not an
something
excuse.
wrong because growing up, you know, you see aunties that will say that they will even say that
Right.
you know, or somebody is telling you what do you want, money
Right.
are provided. Why you know?
Absolutely.
Then imagine someone with that, the son will now start beating his wife, say, because that's the way my father.
Exactly.
that's
Because
the-
people have become what they are usually exposed to. So it's actually really hard.
Say yes or no.
Yes, it's still, yes.
It's not about what we think. It takes
It really takes a lot. Yes.
So you
Yes.
have to do that a lot.
Right. So let's move to, because I mean, I don't want to, soft skills there's a lot of soft skills. You know, even being able to work as a team. Some people can't, some people just even having the emotional intelligence that, okay, before you say something, you know that this person is not okay. But I must say what I want to say. My agenda must agenda. And you don't sort of tweak yourself to, okay, suit your team. I'm shocked that not very many people know that. Unfortunately, that's why sometimes I'm even trying to teach my team that, you know, yes, I know that for some people, because I even went through that where I don't want to seem weak. So when I feel like, I don't want to tweak what I want to say because I don't want to seem, so a lot of us it's not like we don't have soft skills, but we're living based on our trauma. Maybe in the time past, we've been seen as, the weak girl that can't speak. Now that you can now speak up, you found your voice, you now don't have emotional intelligence to that being able to speak up. Whereby I can see that, okay, Jumoke is not feeling well, or maybe she came in late to work, but she's not feeling well. But my agenda that I was angry, exactly, I'm not supposed to, as opposed to, okay, Jumoke, is everything okay? Okay, and then maybe when she now tells me, I just didn't want to come, I can now give you hot. But some people just don't have that regulator because they are working based on their trauma that I don't want to be weak, I don't want to be weak. So I'm still going to say what I want to say, how I want to say it, notwithstanding. So emotional intelligence is something that a lot of people, so I don't know, how do you teach emotional intelligence?
So in the workplace, I believe, the slogan for recruitment for me is, you can't teach people to be nice. So you hire nice people. And so no matter the kind of hard skills you bring to the table, if you are going to jeopardize the team, we won't add you to the team. So we would rather train someone who doesn't have the hard skills than acquire somebody who has the right hard skills but would distort the organization. So you cannot teach soft skills to someone who's bereft of soft skills. However, you can teach someone who doesn't have hard skills. It's harder to teach. That's why when Abigail is saying you have to acquire soft skills, it's actually easier to acquire hard skills than soft skills. And so the best thing is just hone your own skill of detecting how well schooled this person is in soft skills before you add them to your team. Otherwise, you would be killing your team, literally, if you bring somebody who doesn't have it. So let all parents, all primary schools who are teaching morals, right and wrong, appropriate behavior. I mean, there are children who learned how to greet from school.
Yes.
You know, because nobody enters your class, everybody must stand up and
So
greet.
true. There's a particular secondary
So-
school I go to, even near here. Every time I'm walking down to your corridor, just to even go and see the principal, good afternoon, ma'am. Good afternoon, sir. You will say good afternoon 1,000 times before you get to. And so I had to ask the owner of the school that, okay, auntie, is this something you did deliberately? And she said, yes, she has to be deliberate about it's a culture. Whatever you permit will become a culture, even in your homes. You know, so a guest comes to the house because your children are watching TV, they don't, you know, you think, well, let's not disturb them. You are building a culture, you know. So I had to ask her, please, how did you get, they will greet you, but there's some schools you go to, they will just walk past you. You know,
but funny enough, just to mention on that, I noticed that the schools that are tagged slightly more expensive, children that are supposed to have attitude, they're the ones that greet.
True.
Public school, enter and see, they will greet you. They don't. You know, so it's because we select based on what we are looking for. When you're choosing a school for your child and they're charging more money, you just suddenly realize that it's not because of the maths and English. It's because of all those little other things they add.
You are paying, yes.
So you pay for children that greet. You pay for children that dress well.
You pay for children that when you go to end of party, whatever, they're mommy and daddy. You pay for hello, mommy and daddy. How are you today? That's what you are paying for. Your children can speak exactly. As most of your children, you don't want the one that will be doing like this when they are speaking in front of people. So really and truly, that's why parents pay an arm and a leg to get, because these things are become very, very important in the future. I mean, imagine people that go to university and cannot communicate. And cannot even do presentations. But anyway, I know this conversation will be explored a bit more. There's another layer to it that hopefully we'll be able to get to. But of course, it will come along with our agree or disagree segment. So please stay right there. We'll be right back.
Hello, my name is Erite Jola, also known as Alagatobam, and I have just this one message. Consistency is hard when no one is clapping for you. So extend grace to yourself and always give yourself rows of ovation and keep watching The Big Conversation.
Hi everyone, my name is Nimi Boluwatife Akinwale, but you can call me Nimi, and I am the founder of the Nimi.
It's the big conversation where the real
All right, welcome back. It is time to take the conversation to another level with our agree or disagree segment. And today's statement is simple. Soft skills will take you further than hard skills. Soft skills will take you further than hard skills. Really? What? Whereas I told you, soft skills will take you further than hard skills. Do you? Okay, you're in the middle. Pick a side, pick a side, pick a side. Okay, me, I'm disagreeing though, but anyway, you agree? Okay. Okay, the eyes don't have it. Okay. All right, Jimoke, you know we're going to go first.
Okay, so I spent all of last week taking a seminar in 2 different locations on the power of networking. And so if today I now see that soft skills will take you further, because there are things that money cannot buy. That is how you relate with people that will help you get it. There are places that you cannot enter unless somebody is speaking for you, opening the door for you. It's not so much, like I said, they had skill. There are people that are appointed to political positions and told, this is what I want you to do. Go and learn how to do it. So sometimes how fantastic a person you are, how resourceful you are, the fact that you keep trying, you know, to learn, to fill a role optimally is what would actually get you where you want to go. Your hard skills, like I said initially, they would open the door. But getting into the room and sitting in the room is a function of your soft skills. So for me, it's all soft skills.
Okay, Abigail.
I agree too. Hard skills will take you far, but soft skills will take you further. That is, hard skills, like you said, will get you into whatever you want to get into. But those people skills that you develop, those soft skills that you have, is what can take you to the next level. The most dangerous professional or the most dangerous staff you will have is someone who has both hard skills and soft skills. So you know what I get in. While you are looking for certifications and other things to say, okay, I'm a surgeon, I'm a doctor, also have character, have soft skills that can even take you into rooms that will help your trajectory. So yeah, soft skills.
I am agreeing because I feel it's a combination of both.
Yes, I mean.
The hard skills will take you into the room. It's the soft skill that will keep you there permanently. Because if you enter the room with your soft skill and you don't have hard skill, at the end of the day, you won't be able to thrive in that place. Networking and everything. You can network, you have good PRO, whatever, you can talk to people, you are good with emotional intelligence, how to deal with people. When it's not time for you to, a doctor, for example, to operate on the patient, you are not that competent. So you leave that room. I've seen a video of a guy, he's an anesthesiologist or whatever. He brought a new style to it. He will make you sing only. You just slip off like that. That's part of the soft skill. But before he got to that table, it was the hard skill that took him there.
So I think all of us we know that hard skills are important. So I think that's not, and we know that soft skills are important too.
Very important.
You know, however, I feel just like one thing Barrister told you said here, your only competition is someone that has the two.
Yeah.
If you have hard skills, I believe that it can still get you further. You have an edge. Because at the end of the day, we're not looking for a polite doctor is good, but we need someone that can do the job. You know, however, your only competition is someone that has the two. If you're an either or, if you have someone who has soft skills and you have hard skills, of course your hard skills will get you further than the person who has soft skills, who can network, who is nice, as long as you have the competence. However, the thing is that you now should wish that someone that has a combination of the two isn't competent. So that's my thing. I think the hard skills will get you everywhere until you meet somebody who has the two. Exactly. That's where I would. Hard skills will get you as far until you meet somebody who's got the two.
Talking about doctors, though, the person with soft skills would employ a person with hard skills to do the surgery. But that's another level. That's my soft skills. Yeah, because my soft skills, I will arrive. I will own a law firm without being exceptionally brilliant. And I will hire brilliant lawyers. I would own the hospital. I'm not sure the last time I was in a surgery or in a theater. But I would hire competent doctors. My soft skills would get me enough money to pay them.
But if you now hire people with hard skills who are impolite to your patients, you will lose customers. If you hire someone who's good at
No, I'm just saying that there's a loophole there. There's a twist to soft skills.
And that you still need the two. Even if you can hire and fire, you need the two to keep them going so that you don't keep changing.
Especially to even avoid the trap she mentioned, somebody holding you to ransom. Because the minute you don't have the hard skills, they have your juggler.
Absolutely.
They can walk out.
And I don't want us to leave without mentioning, because some people were talking about greeting and communication. Those are not resilience is a soft skill.
Just being able management
to patience with people. Being a team player is a soft skill because so many people don't have it.
And we also need soft skills in marriages. How to deal with your in-laws.
If I'm more in marriage,
how to deal with
your children.
I always say marriage is like a political party. We are politicians. See how politicians behave when they would have fought, and then when they see, they will greet, they will do photo ops and all of that. Please learn soft skills to make your marriage.
I mean, you're talking about marriage. People who talk about you can just have sex. You are good in sex. You are good in sex. You can't take care of a home, which is what you can't communicate. You can't take care of a home. You can't.
After sex, you can't talk to my mother rudely.
You know, so that's not
character.
When there's a way you can talk to mama, you will still get what you want, but you are saying it very...
Absolutely. So those things are so important. I think that the onus really does lie on parents to sort of help you. So it's to a level, your children have to parent themselves. But as a parent, I think those are things, apart from just making sure they are doing swimming, they are doing this thing, they are doing piano, they are doing, but your children are rude, they don't know how to, you know, look into people's eyes, you know, and that's something that even I'm deliberately doing with my child. They're saying hello to you, I'm like, why aren't you look at aunties? Because we were trained to look down when you're talking to adults, you know, and so those are things that you need to teach.
50-year-old driver. My driver. It's not your driver. It's that
Michael, please open the door for me. Come on.
So those are things that are so important to teach, because trust me, adults, full-blown adults are struggling with these things, and it's hindering them from getting opportunities. Some of you, it's not because you are good though.
You are good at what you do, but you have bad character.
Bad. You know, bad mouth. You can't work as a team. Everything is toxic for you. And it's one thing, your mental health.
Might be you will think that the people behind the camera, behind the scene, they are just so fast. They are not up to us because we are on this table.
So true. And I mean, that's something that people here have lived. You know, people just come and think, okay, because you're a guest here, you're at this table, or someone that's coming to mic you, or someone that's behind the camera, you know, is beneath you. You know, it's even a soft skill to be humble. Humility is a soft skill that, you know, no matter how, you know, of an expert you are, no matter how beautiful you are, just being
Be humble.
Being humble, and I'm not
Yeah.
talking humility because it's different.
yeah.
You know, where you have a low
Yes.
self-esteem. That was low self-esteem. But you're just being humble, just treating people with
Yeah,
kindness.
with kindness.
Is a soft skill that not
Yeah.
not too many people have, and it's so important to teach our children from when they are much younger. For schools to teach, I love that in my child's school they have a theme every week. So this week is kindness to kindness. Next week is tolerance. Those are soft skills that by the time you are 21, you have become bunga fish. You are hard to bend. You are the one in the office that nobody wants to do a project with. Even though you are the most talented, but everybody is running away from your team because you're just really, really bad. So it's so important. I'm glad that we've talked about it today, and I hope if the shoe fits, please go and tie it. You may be grown down, but trust me, you are losing so many opportunities just because you don't have these soft skills. And those hard skills are great. But let's look at our wise words very quickly. Varsiteji, will you read our wise words for
Okay,
us?
thank you. Knowledge is of no value unless you put it into practice. Anton Chekhov.
Sounds like
That's
a Russian guy.
Russian name. Yeah.
Knowledge is of no value unless you put it into practice. Absolutely. So whatever you know, whatever you are taught, because you know how our parents say, anybody will So some of you they gave you home training, you just did what to do. They do think
They
just
don't
think
even
collect
give you enabling environment to even display that you have learned the
it's home training. So it's so important. In marriage, it will help you, trust you.
Yeah.
At work, in life generally, it will help. Even on social media, just come into people's DMs and just,
talk.
absolutely. Anyway.
People need soft skills. Social
Plenty.
media.
It's so social media etiquette. Don't just come into my WhatsApp and just say hi, this and that and that. It takes someone that's been taught that home training.
And these
to
things
know
can
that.
be learned.
Or do photo.
You can learn
That
them.
thing they do, you just
Video call somebody.
I don't know you from
Without
Adams.
the
I won't
message
even pick
first,
up.
asking
Yes,
if-
absolutely. Yes. Can I call you? Is this a good time to call? Let's give you practical. What are the other practical things you can tell people, please? When you walk into a room, just say hello, everyone. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Those things are just when you are working, be tolerant of other people. You're not
The
coming
five
from
magic words, really. They
five.
always
Yes.
were.
Please. Thank you. Excuse me.
Sorry.
Sorry. What's the
That's the
last
last
one?
one.
Hey, God,
And then
I beg.
people that you feel
Thank
are
you,
beneath
please.
you, please
Yes.
treat them
Treat them
better.
kindly.
well.
Because
So
they need
honestly.
it.
Yeah, so important because the gate man might be the person that will help you get your CV.
Access. Remember what we said about
Yeah,
access?
so true. Anyway, that brings us to the end of today's episode of The Big Conversation. And today we explored an important truth. Success is rarely built on one thing alone because while hard skills may open the door or prove competence and create opportunities, soft skills often determine how far you grow, how well you lead, and how effectively you connect with people. And in today's world, being knowledgeable is important, but so is communication, emotional intelligence, adaptability, and the ability to work with others. Because people may admire your talent, but they remember how you made them feel.
Yeah.
Thank you for being a part of today's show. Until next time, keep learning, keep growing, and of course, most importantly, keep watching The Big Conversation.
Voices rising, stories told, truth unfolding, brave and bold. In this space we speak our mind, different views all intertwined. It's the big conversation where the real ones talk. From the heart of the nation we all take that walk.